So, Bounty of Blood came out, the new Borderlands DLC, this past weekend, and I have a couple thoughts about it. It felt fun, like a little bit like a Western. It had a very interesting Edo Western type of blending Japanese culture with a Western type of feel that was very interesting. It had new enemies that looked different enough, but not quite. It had a final boss battle that was... The boss was kind of unlike anything I've really seen before, and it added a different type of dynamic to the fight, but it wasn't, it was cool. Some of quite a good number of the legendaries are fairly interesting. Like, they even have a shotgun called the Hellraiser, which is a double-barreled shotgun that plays doom riffs when you equip it and shoot it. It's fine. It's fun. It's interesting. But my biggest they're fun because the game, like the gameplay and the dynamics are interesting, and they're cool. Borderlands 3 gameplay wise is a fun game. Like, the shooting feels good, the action skills feel seamless. It feels like you're able to control at higher levels. You're able to control the ebb and flow of the battlefield, and it's fun and interesting. But like Pokemon, I feel as if this particular Borderlands has kind of let its story go. I'm not saying the story was bad per se, but I feel like it was short. I feel like I didn't feel any, and just a fair warning, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but I feel like the loss of certain characters, and it just, like, I blasted through the campaign in about 3-4 hours, which, I understand, but I did maybe one or two side quests, but I mainly just stuck with the main quest. But that's the funny thing about Borderlands now, and it's the same thing that was with the main story. It's the same thing that was with Handsome Jackpot. It was the same thing that was with Blood, Guns, and Tentacles. The essence of Borderlands, the over the top ridiculousness, the absurdity, the humor. The feeling that, yes, there are stakes, but we're going to be shit-talking and ball-busting the entire time we're doing so and saving the world, doesn't really feel here. And it hasn't really felt that way in the DLCs. It's like, whatever the goal is, however important it is, everything's a joke. So that when we get to a point where things aren't a joke anymore, i.e. in Borderlands 2 when Roland gets shot and killed not to return, it feels like you snap back into reality of like, oh, this shit has stakes, and that feeling is kind of absent from the main quest in this DLC, which to give them credit, is consistent with the Borderlands 3 lineup of story. And the interesting thing is just like with every other DLC and the main story, the essence of what makes Borderlands still exists, but it's not in the main story. It's in its side quests. It's in its offshoots. It's in where you learn more about these characters. And I will say that probably, like, the villain in this DLC probably would have been much more enamoring if we had spent more time, with the villain. If we had spent, it felt like it was done and over real quick. And yes, I don't think we're going to see the last of her, for various reasons, but still kind of feels hollow, Now, I'm certain that even though the story is done, I'm still going to find plenty to do, recording Dark as a Dungeons and doing side quests with questers and doing all sorts of fun stuff with the content. But as somebody who enjoys these games for not just professional use, but just for personal use, I can't help but feel a hollow sense of enjoyment for things I once loved so much.